Many Nigerians believe that over the last few decades, the federal government has always talked about agriculture and the need to prioritize it. But now we do know that the risk of food insecurity is staring us in the face. The government is saying, let's go back to the farms. But we're not seeing commensurate response from the people. Why do you think there's so much lethargy on the part of Nigerians that they're not going back to the farms?
Right. At times you'd understand. You don't want to go through the struggle your father went through, right? If he was a farmer, and you being a second generation, his child coming up. I think the perception of being a farmer, right, is still very archaic in our psyche. And for agricultural business, you have to start from the economic side of things. Who would buy? If you go and produce without getting that in place and think, you get frustrated. You get your fingers burnt. Do you know how much I've lost in agriculture?
Let's talk about the support of the Bank of Industry. How did it happen?
Interesting. I have a lot of time for Bank of Industry. I still marvel to imagine that Bank of Industry is a part of a government in Nigeria, because they don't act as a typical civil service parastatal or something. They're efficient. Do you know what really strikes me about them? They listen. They reason. And they're so eager to take out the obstacles in front of you for them selling money to you. Bank of Industry, I approached them during the tenure of Mrs. Evelyn Oputu, and I was marveled. Right from the officer that I met and took up my application, she kept calling, "Excuse me, sir, can you please explain this? Excuse me." And she was very professional. And I was still skeptical. I was telling them, these people are wasting their time. I know they won't give us money. But I stand to be wrong. They were very professional, excellent officers, right? They took their time. I realized along the line that they wanted to understand the business. So I said to them, look, listen, a kilo of tete in Nigeria today will probably retail at 200 naira. I will add value to it. I will grow it to European standards. I will package it, right? And I will export it. And I can sell that value, that same quantity, you understand, with added value, to the tune of maybe about 3,000 naira. It's a no-brainer. And they took their time. They saw the economy. They even tested my cash flow and my projections. And the moment I knew that they had bought on it, right, was when they asked me to come and do a presentation. So I took up a facility, and which was backed up anyway. It was backed up by a treasury bill. I took up a facility and I backed it up with a treasury bill, and within 19 days I started drawing down. Phenomenal. Well, we had a 1-year moratorium on it, and I don't know if they've told you, Thelma Farms paid off all its exposures, right? 2 years, 4 months out of the 5-year tenure. And along the line, they were part of the business. In other words, they gave me all the support that I needed. Regular visits, looking at the books, asking for my challenges, telling me to go, have I looked at the frozen part of things? And now we're going into another agri-business venture, right, which they're very interested in. So Bank of Industry, to me, I still marvel. And I think it's about leadership. It's about orientation. And it's about understanding the act of borrowing to the grassroots. Mr. Waheed Olagunju, phenomenal guy. His drive and quest to keep the agricultural sector alive is next to none. Okay, this guy reasons like a farmer. He understands all sectors they invest in. There are times he will sit down with me and say, Mr. Guyemi, you're running away, you don't want to borrow money from me again. I said, it's not that. I said, I don't want to borrow money and not be able to pay you. and we will sit down and discuss where the business is going and how we intend to borrow more money in the future. And he listens. He's one guy that I will pay to listen to when he talks. He has so much passion about Nigeria. He has so much passion about what he does. He has so much passion about agriculture. So Bank of Industry, all this wouldn't have happened without the Ogun State government and the Bank of Industry. Okay, because they came in at the right time. What I gave them was actually everything that the whole of my family has worked for.
So these funds from the Bank of Industry, how did you deploy them?
It was used to acquire the tractors, it was used to acquire the implements, it was used to acquire all the meat processing machines, it was used to acquire the cooling truck, the cooling system, the assembly production components for production. It was just equipment, and even right up to the milking, to the dairy production equipment. Any equipment you see on the farm, right, was financed by Bank of Industry. In terms of maintenance, I don't joke with maintenance. Hardly have I had to replace any of the machines that I had to buy. And guess what? They will make sure you get the best. They don't just bring in an invoice. They are part of the process. They will help. They're not watching over you. Not that they don't trust you, but they are there, to help you.
Mr. Babatunde Ogunyemi, thank you for coming on BoI Weekly.
Thank you very much, Kayode.
The agricultural sector due to limited processing and preservation capacity. This results in high food prices and food importation, with its attendant effects on the nation's foreign reserves. To enable Nigerians optimize the benefits from the country's vast agricultural products such as cassava, oil palm, rice, tomatoes, and others, the Bank of Industry has launched a 5 billion naira cottage agro processing fund, the CAP Fund. Customers can access the fund to establish plans to process our various agro-produce into food products or intermediate raw materials for industries at a single-digit interest rate of 9% per annum. For more information on the CAP Fund, please visit www.boinigeria.com/capfund. Bank of Industry, developing Nigeria's agro-processing industry through the CAP Fund.
Well, that's how it's been on the show BoI Weekly. I'm Kayode Alayode. Many thanks for watching. But the Bank of Industry has a very strong bias for the agricultural sector, and that's why they support all businesses in the different value chains. If you are in the agricultural sector and you want to benefit from what the Bank of Industry is doing, the first thing to do is visit any of their branches closest to you or visit their website at boi.ng. They've also tried to shorten the turnaround time for processing loans. That's why they have the BoI SME Loan app. So to get the BoI SME Loan app, just go to the Google Play Store, download the app and follow the instructions, and you can apply for loans online. I'm Kayode Alayode. Thank you for watching.